From February 20th to the 27th, 2022, Brackeys hosted their annual Game Jam where a bunch of people from all over the world had 1 week to make a game based around a theme. The theme for this year's Game Jams was, "It's Not Real." Kind of like my very successful YouTube channel. I decided to build a horror game where the monster is not real in the light and you need to find a way to lure the monster into the light and make them disappear. I started making the game by creating the simple first-person controller, and by creating the first-person controller I mean just following along with this Brackeys tutorial on how to make a first-person controller. I then created a simple enemy controller that would start following the player when the player gets too close. Is it me or this cube looks kind of menacing? To create the light source, I used one of the Unity's built-in lights and a simple script that would destroy the enemy game object when they enter the trigger. Now that we got some of the basic mechanics working, the next step was to make a 3D model for our monster. To create the monster character, I used my existing character as the baseline and made some simple modifications to make the character more scary. I think this character turned out pretty great, and is totally original and definitely not inspired by that one movie about this creepy girl that comes out of your TV. Okay, I may have used Samara, the creepy girl from The Ring, as the basis for my creepy girl character. On the second day, I spent most of my time learning how to use Pro Builder so that I can put a simple level together. During this day, I ended up settling on the tight and narrow corridors that the player would need to walk through. I also ended up animating the creepy girl character using Adobe Mixamo to rig the character and download several animations that would fit the theme. Lastly, I set up the winning and losing conditions for the game so that I would have a full game loop. I wasn't too happy with my Pro Builder progress since I wasn't sure how to texture the level. I eventually came across Unity Snaps that allows you to build your level using reusable pieces that snap perfectly to the grid. After understanding how to make models that can easily be snapped to the grid in Unity, I then spent the rest of that night modeling various pieces that I can use to create my levels. The next day, I took the time to import the models into Unity and remake the playtest level using the 3D models that I have built. Originally, I had the creepy girl die when she enters the light. However, I couldn't think of a way to make this mechanic fun, so I decided to change it to the girl would disappear when she enters the light, and would reappear when the light turns off. I also wanted to make cool effect to make the girl disappear, and then I came across another Brackeys tutorial on how to make a dissolve shader. However, when trying to apply the dissolve effect on my character, I kept running into issues with the character looking transparent. With 2 days left and having wasted my previous day on trying to create the effect that I couldn't get working, I ended up scraping the dissolving effect and just settled on the girl disappearing in the light without any cool effects or animations. I spent the rest of the day creating the main menu, select level menu, and adding some sound effects to make the game sound cool. With this being the last day of the Game Jam, I spent my day creating 4 additional levels before uploading the game to itch.io and calling it a day. And this is how the game turned out. If you want to check out the game, I will leave a link in the description below. I'm pretty happy with how the game turned out and didn't think that I could build something like this when I first started the game. If you enjoyed this video, then hit that like button and I will see you in the next one.